All right, a very good morning to you, and I'd like to welcome you to Delta Broadcasting Service this morning. Morning Ride Edition being Monday, the 26th. No,
The 23rd.
23rd.
Where are you running to?
23rd. No, June cannot just, I can't just wait for June
To be over.
to
Why?
be over.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
No, that's half of the year. So welcome to our world, the 23rd day in the month of June 2025. My name is Onomet Tado and Lilibet Gochuku Kelvin.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning. You're
Good
looking
morning.
Chelsea this morning.
What? Oh no, please! I'm not Chelsea.
Yeah, but even though you are not,
Up my you.
but you are looking Chelsea.
Okay.
That means you are a billionaire.
Yes. Oh. Okay, so Chelsea is a billionaire.
Oh, any day.
Really?
That is the
And what about Man U?
Oh, no, they're just in their towns and stuff.
I don't say that. Don't even go there. Up Man U, please. All right. Good morning, Deltans. Good morning, Nigerians. I hope you're doing okay. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Morning Ride. Welcome to our world of information, education, and entertainment. We have a lot for your viewing pleasure this morning. A whole lot.
Yeah.
Daniel, how was your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was great. Saturday, I was at the stadium, Asaba Township Stadium, to watch the members of the Delta State House of Assembly against the State Executive Council
I missed
on
that.
the novelty. And yesterday, the Thanksgiving and reception. It was in Prague. So for me, the weekend was beautiful.
It was good.
It was good.
All right, mine was very peaceful, solemn, very, very solemn. And I just wished that it was Uhuru like yours. But, well, some days are like that.
Yeah, some weekends are like that. Actually. The other weekend, somewhere in Agbo, So there are weekends that it's just, time to rest, So for us who are on this job, because you need to source for information,
Yes, that's true.
because of the nature of our job, you need to actually nose out for issues, as far as the information base is concerned, so it was walked through while we're having fun, Yeah.
Okay. All right, and so finally we'll be going to our program for today. We have a national celebration, but funnily, we really don't have much that concerns us on this day.
So today is not history anywhere. Is that the meaning?
Today's
It's
today's
not
not
history.
history anywhere.
Oh no.
But in Delta, this week is Civil Service Week.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Happy Civil Service Week.
Yeah, but you see,
The week to reflect as a civil,
you see,
a civil servant.
It's a week to reflect, but you see, devoid of the usual fanfare, and the flamboyancy that is usually attached. If it's a civil service week, there should have been a week long of activities lined up. You understand? To mark or to celebrate. Look at what that's the House of Assembly did. The 8th Assembly, second anniversary of the 8th Assembly.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it was their week. So as a civil servant, you should also be celebrated. There's nothing wrong in having a civil service week lined up with a few activities. If it means, for example, going to mosque on a Friday, on a Sunday there's a Thanksgiving, then you have the head of service a cup, tournament. It could come from different dimensions. You could decide to say, okay, as the head of service, I want to go into debate. I want to do this. I want to do quiz. I want to do a Scrabble competition.
Yeah.
I want to do chess. Amongst civil servants. Do you understand? Then the highlight will not be award night, presentation award of awards to deserving civil servants.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Who all through the year, you have those who were probably meticulous in their job. You have those who were neatly dressed. You have those who were committed, and all of that. So that kind of spoils the civil servant. Then you cap it up with a dinner. Look at what the House of Assembly did.
Well, you're right. You're right. I concur. You're right. But people at the helm of affairs.
Because I remember there was one of these NUJ hangouts that we had, and the immediate past head of service was on the hot spot. And I just asked him a very simple question. We used to have civil service week many years ago, and none of that just died out throughout his administration. Then you will see Minister of Information, but when you have the football tournament, Minister of Information play Minister of Environment, Minister of Environment play
other ministries.
You understand? And then that was when we could discover the likes of Judah Bereke of our information, Emeka Okonkwo of our information. We're footballers. Football is exercise.
And now the whole thing has died. It has just
died
a natural death.
Much.
So who's going to bring it back up? Who's going to bring it back to that?
I don't know. Probably if I become head of service one day. I don't see myself.
Wait, you can push for it, can't you?
Well, but if you're gonna work, I can't push for it. It's those who are at the head of affairs, you understand, and who can drive the process. You saw what I was doing now. Even if you are not doing football, you can say, okay, let's do chess.
Yeah, but
it's an intellectual property game.
I'm supposed to have something.
To mark, then at the end of it all, we give awards to civil servants.
Deserving civil servants.
At a dinner, probably held at the event center. Although all civil servants will not come, but those who are privileged to come.
Okay.
And look at what's happening in Akwa Ibom State now. Where Pastor Eno is busy. If Akwa Ibom calls out like this, you see the whole place jam-packed. Look at Lagos. Do you understand? And that's why they say no, they carry last. Where are we moving? We're static. Well, okay, what's the team for this year's civil service? I don't think they will even have a team. You understand?
Well, okay, so
is there any garbage
Today is World Public Service Day, celebrated annually to recognize the value of public service and the contributions of public servants to communities worldwide. The public service comprises the civil service, the armed forces, the judiciary, and all statutory corporations and establishments owned and financed by government at both the federal and state level. They play a crucial role in delivering essential services, safeguarding communities, and fostering good governance. No matter what you want to say, public servants they are actually doing a whole lot. They are doing a whole lot. Take public servants off
the system.
Nothing is going to work
at all.
Like the whole system is going to collapse.
That's it.
So we need to appreciate them. Like you rightly said, this is their week. I am hoping that something happens. Let's say when we walk out, we'll see that something is happening. They need to be celebrated. When it's Doctors' Week, they celebrate themselves. Like you said, National Assembly, they celebrated themselves. So why can't public service celebrate themselves? I really do not even think that they should wait for anyone. They can just come together from the head of service. It puts things together, because public servants, they matter a lot. No matter how you see, they matter a lot. They are the pillar of the state.
You are absolutely correct, you see, because like I did say, we had years where the civil service was celebrated in Delta State. They used to play the football match at St. Patrick's. We used to have a lawn tennis played at Grand Hotel. You know, that was where that was where you had Opopo. Opopo was the head of service there, the fine lawn tennis player. You know, so it actually depends. You know, when Mr. Bayoko came, you know, we expected that, but it's obvious that he's not a sportsman. So, and he was the longest. He was the longest civil head of service. You know, that at least I witnessed. You know, so well, and this woman who is there now, I don't think she has more to. Probably this is her first exercise as head of service. So probably the timing for her is quite short. You know, except otherwise, the process of this.
No matter the timing, that period that you're there, make good use of the period. Be remembered for something. Yeah. Okay, so that's it on Public Service Week. Let's look at other trending issues. There's this very sad one. I would say very sad. Mob kills 12 wedding-bound travelers in Plateau. The incident happened on Friday evening when the victims were traveling from Zaria in Kaduna State en route to Kwanpan local government area of Plateau State for a wedding. They, however, lost their way and ran into a tense and volatile situation in Mangun, a community grappling with sustained terrorist attacks. Tragically, the travelers were caught up in the skirmishes, which resulted in the loss of 12 lives. Several others sustained varying degrees of injuries and are receiving treatment at the General Hospital in Magun. And part of the people that died were the groom's father and brother. Yeah, the groom's father and brother, they all lost their lives in that attack. Now, condemning the attack, President Tinubu described the act as unacceptable and barbaric, reiterating his administration's zero tolerance on violence, lawlessness, and threats to national unity. He stressed that freedom of movement for all Nigerians remains a sacrosanct constitutional right that must not be violated by any group or individual. While calling for calm among the affected communities, the president assured Nigerians that those behind the heinous act would not escape justice, even as he extended his condolences to the bereaved families and to the government and people of Kaduna State. It's actually a sad one, I would say, and we send our condolences also to the bereaved, and we pray that such attack or such heinous act do not repeat itself again. It's quite sad. It's quite sad that you attend your son's wedding and then the next thing you're losing your life. I don't know, how would the son feel? The son will say, oh, how I wish I wouldn't have gotten married. Maybe that's what he'll be saying, because if the man did not go for that wedding, he may probably still be alive today. And it's so unfortunate that they lost their way and they ran into the deadly situation that claimed lives of 12. We pray that their souls will rest in peace. It's really, really a painful one, I would say.
Yeah, it's actually a state of melancholy for those people, you know, because it was rather unfortunate, you know, that it happened, and that is why we need to eschew violence in this country. I remember some time ago, some few weeks back, I was going somewhere, Obianku precisely, and the bike that I boarded a bike from Kwale, right? From Kwale, a motorbike to take me up to Obianku. You know, we got into a community. I got into a community. I lost my way. And when I asked, I didn't bother to even ask any question. I just asked the bike man. I said, this place is not the right place, although by symbiotic, by name, semantic. He said, where are you? I now told him. He said, okay, thank God you didn't even ask me, because where you are going to, and these people from this community are not of good terms. that if I had asked them, I would have thought I was a spy. I mean, they just told us. Are you getting the signal?
The bike man doesn't even know where you're going to.
He doesn't, but I just make sure the name. I have not been there. You know. And the name sounds like the community we went to. So he thought that was where I was going. I said, no, see where I was going. And I said, oh, that's thank God, you didn't even ask anybody. You know, because I now had to make a call to the guy I was to visit. And he now said, bros, no, we are not on the same page with that
those
community.
people.
Left that track and went into that particular community. You know, is His grace in Edo State some months back. You know, somewhere around Ubiaja where people who were traveling, you know, so we should start of violence.
I don't know how people even sleep at night knowing that they have lots of blood on their hands. I don't know. Some people go to their conscience to the devil. They don't have conscience anymore. To them, if I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. That's what they have turned their life into. But well, President Bola Tinubu has directed the police force to collaborate with security intelligence to track down and bring to justice those responsible for the brutal killing of those 12 travelers in Plateau State. And we hope that the perpetrators are found ASAP, like as soon as possible, and dealt with. Because such act or such a crime should not be condoned in our society. People should have the freedom of movement.
So how
people cannot move again because of the fear of being attacked for no just cause.
Sort those people out. Do they have a surveillance camera?
Intelligence group can do that with questioning, because those people that did those things, they are in that Plateau State.
Yes, and one person will point to the other and say, I see this guy, I saw him.
If you get one person, you will get
and do the innocent people who still go for it?
Yeah.
Some
innocent people going for it are the innocent people that keep bad gangs. You keep bad friends. Yes, because I don't think anybody, let's assume I don't have friends, you don't see me in gatherings. How would you point me out there?
There's no how you would not have friends. And there's no how you would be at gatherings as well. You understand? But you cannot be an island. Hello?
When I'm talking about friends, I don't mean friends that do all sort of friends that smoke, drink, sit out, party, all that. No, you have responsible friends. Friends that are like you.
Well, because you have grown up.
Because even if they point fingers at you, one or two persons will say, no, I know this person now. This person cannot do such a thing. It's only the bad ones they point out.
Up till now, the Edo killers, have they been able to identify them?
Well, I didn't really follow
government
that story.
Naturally come out a little bit. Government magic, according to Fela Anikula Bokiti, that's government magic. Government will just come out and say, fetch all the killers or otherwise.
But if the police wants to work, they will work.
But there will be innocent people that will go for it.
Okay.
Okay, then let's take on the next.
Well, ahead of the 2027 general elections, the National Opposition Coalition Group, NOCG, comprising major national political figures, including our former Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, has written to the Independent National Electoral Commission, NEC, to register its newly formed political party, All Democratic Alliance, ADA.
ADA?
I know it's going to do that. Well, the group is chaired by former Senate President David Back. Wow, we don't have another political group. Okay. The development followed a meeting of the coalition in Abuja on May 6, 2025, according to a statement by the group dated May 19 and signed by Amechi and Umar Ado as the chairman and secretary of the new platform committee, NPC, respectively. The NPC comprises 15 members mandated to form an association to apply to INEC to register a new political party. At the meeting of the new platform committee held on Thursday, June 19, 2025, the committee approved the formation of the ADA as a political association and the party's logo, slogan, and motto. Also approved were the party manifesto, its constitution and the appointment of the interim leadership of the party, with Chief Akin A. Ricketts as pro-tem chairman and Abdullahi Musa Elayo as pro-tem national secretary. We now have a new political party. More to come. Before 2027, we're going to see others. Right?
Registration of new parties, there's nothing wrong with that. As I speak, we have over 15 of them, you know. But the big question is, right? I like the formation of parties for me, because it will open more frontiers. If you are a good student of politics, especially for those who are politicians, who play politics. It's an opportunity to go and grab the chairmanship at the state level for yourself. Go and be the secretary at the state level for yourself. You know, because obviously some finances will be pumped in. You know, so if you are not, I'm talking now to those who are politicians. If I have friends who are politicians, I say, well, leave wherever you are that is not giving you anything. Go to Abuja and bring that chairmanship of these new political parties that have been formed. Because that's a way of empowering yourself and your family too. You understand? But the question is, what are their chances? Their chances are quite infinitesimal. It's almost like impossible to be able to get to take over. Because why did I say that? You see, there are two things involved. A coalition is quite different from a merger. A coalition can be human minds, that is men of like minds. While a merger can be a formation of parties. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Look at the way APC came. APC came as a merger of other political parties. I think about 3 or 4 of them came together, for mega parties came together to form the APC. Right? The coalition is just individuals, the likes of Rotimi Amici, David Mark, individuals. Can these individuals can they make a bold statement? Do you think in Rivers State now Amici can hold sway? He was speaker for 8 years, governor for 8 years, 16 years of political rule. What did he do? David Mark also, in his capacity, was a military head of state. At a point, he also became a minister, became Senate president as an individual. No man in West is an island. So I don't see, they can just say, yeah, we can form a party. But can you use that party to win the election? As I told you, coalition is different from a merger.
Let's see how it goes.
If PDP, SDP, and ADA come together now, you see it's a merger, then the rest are sure that Tinubu can be dethroned. But if only ADA is on his own, when SDP is there, when PDP is there, even if the governors are leaving one by if the governors are leaving, the members are they leaving? I don't know the members. I don't know the members that are going to cast the vote.
Okay. Well, and if you see the logo of this party, ADA, the logo, it has a machete.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, it has
that means they are coming with for war.
It has the logo, the Nigerian flag, green, black, and green, white, green behind, and then the whole box is black. And then the machete. When I saw the logo, I was like,
it's like black hats.
What kind of
it's like black hats.
Are they coming for war or for fire by force? When I said this is fire by force.
No. If you naturally translate it, it's violent.
I'm telling you.
You understand? It's just like the logo of the black house, the new black movement. It's an axe. You understand? Okay. That means yes,
let's see.
Where we're there.
Let's see how far. Let's see how far. We'll watch it. All right, and abroad, Pope Leo the 14th calls for peace amid escalating Middle East crisis. Pope Leo has appealed for peace as violence and humanitarian suffering continue to worsen across the Middle East, particularly in Iran, Israel, and the Palestinian territories. In a series of messages shared on social media, the Holy Father highlighted the increasing indifference to human suffering in the region. He urged the international community to respond with urgency, responsibility, and compassion to prevent the further escalation of conflicts and to prioritize the protection of human dignity. His comments followed a significant escalation in the ongoing war between Israel and Iran, with the United States announcing that it has carried out airstrike on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. Pope Leo drew attention to the dire humanitarian situation, especially in Gaza and the surrounding territories, where access to essential aid is becoming increasingly urgent. He warned that the scale of human suffering risk being overlooked amid the intensifying violence and political rhetoric. It's actually it's long overdue. It's long overdue. We ask for peace. I really don't know what this war is all about. Is it supremacy or what? I really cannot tell why this war still lingers till this time. Now the Pope has called for peace, and I think both parties should listen and let peace reign. Because if they continue, we don't know where this fight is headed. We really do not know, and we cannot even bear the consequences of this fight.
Yes, my opinion.
Bombs going off, so many lives being lost, properties being lost. It's going to take another decade to rebuild those properties that has been brought down.
Yes. You see, the war has been on now, not only in Nigeria, in Africa, but across the world. You see, Iran is a very small country, right? And they rely on nuclear, right? By research and all of that. But you see, going to fight Israel is the greatest mistake.
Israel, that large.
Look at what's happening to Russia, America, the war. There's war in the land. War in the land. But above all, Israel is God's own country, for crying out loud. And in Israel, let me shock you. Do you know the way we do our youth service here in Nigeria here? When they say every youth corps who graduates from the university must do a 1-year NYSC mandatory. In Israel, once you are 18 years, and you just clock 18 like this, bag they send you to the military to do 2 years. Whether you are male, whether you are female, they are ready for war anytime. They are ready. When there is peace in Israel, they are ready for war. Yes, even when they still have peace, they are ready for war. Because, I don't know, they say it's God's own country, but I don't see the gold in Israel. But shockingly, right? The richest men in the world, 40% of 41, they must have gone through that scale now, of the richest men in the world are Israeli Americans. In Nigeria here we do public service week. I think we are celebrating public week. But in Israel they don't have ministry. You can count people even in the public service. Every Israeli is a businessman. Every Israeli is a businessman. Onisha boys are learning way to at least hard.
And Lagos boys are learning too.
The Lagos boys are also learning. Israeli boys. Israeli guy will carry you to his shop. Carry you, just carry you. And sell fake products for you.
How would you say fake product?
Oh my God. Let me shock you. I use there's this perfume I used to use. 212 for men. I'm sure you are into, I don't know if that perfume still exists. 212 for men. When I was to buy in Israel, I saw the guy with 212 for men, right? So I called him, and in Israel they say buy two get one free. Buy two things, get one free.
Oh, wow.
So I said, beautiful for me. I just have the opportunity of having 3,212 for men, for the amount of two. So behold, when I bought it, I was about paying or so. When I now looked at the brand property, instead of men, what I saw was man. 212 for man.
Okay.
That was when I knew there was a difference between men. But when the guy did that, I had already found that.
Yes.
I paid him, I underpaid him. I had to look at number buy. Because it's fake. But he insisted that I must. I said, okay, if you do that, I must buy. This is what I'm going to pay. It's not going to bring the money.
So when you used it?
It wasn't there.
When you used it, it
wasn't there.
It was just water.
It wasn't there. Then this handband that will sell good ones here, I bought from Israel. They were all fake. We were peeling off. So what am I trying to say? You just got everything. Everything.
But I'm sure there are shops where they have original.
Beautiful. You can't take that.
You see, I'll be here in Nigeria, I'll have the fake.
You can't, but in Nigeria, you have more originals than fake.
No, don't go there.
No.
Don't go there.
So what am I saying to the Israeli and the Iranians, right? The Iranians, it's high time they come on their knees and beg, okay, please, we're sorry. We're sorry. It was an error. You know where the Israelis will just come up from and throw this thing back. As I speak to you, they are still doing research. And there's no way you can fight the Iranians cannot fight that war. And the Americans definitely will not support the Iranians. They will rather support the Israelis because, like I told you, over 40% of the richest men in the world are Israeli Americans.
Okay. Well, we pray for peace. That's all we want. We just want peace. Let's every country embrace peace. That's all we want.
Simply.
Yeah. All right. So the next is the president of Sierra Leone. We want to say congratulations to him. He's also our own. Julius Maada Bio has emerged as the new chairman of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Governments as Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu's two-term leadership of the bloc comes to an end. President Tinubu handed over the mantle of leadership to President Bio at the 67th ordinary session of the authority held in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. President Bio, in his inaugural speech, promised to prioritize 4 key areas, namely restoring constitutional order and deepening democracy, revitalizing regional security cooperation, unlocking economic integration, and building institutional credibility. These he promises to make as his term emerges. So we want to say congratulations to the president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, for emerging the new chairman of ECOWAS.
ECOWAS, yes. He took over from President Tinubu because as soon as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came into power, that was one of his first major political appointments. You know, immediately that power rested on him. So it's usually a 1-year thing, you know, and but Bola Ahmed Tinubu also promised that he was also going to bring in a lot of reforms, you know. But one thing that did not go for him before he handed over, he was not able to bring those countries that had left ECOWAS. You know, a few countries left ECOWAS.
Yeah.
You know, it was not, and so during his time, you know, they went military.
I think like four
countries. Four of them. They went military, you know, and he could not get them back even when he promised that he was going to do all he can, or all he could, to bring them back. But unfortunately, he could not do that. But one thing also that that he also enjoyed, the remaining states were a little bit peaceful. We didn't have, or rather, we did not witness tribal war, so to speak. But for economic reforms, we'd also say that it did go too well, because there is still hunger in the land. There's still hunger in the land. Now he has handed over to a 61-year-old man, Joseph, of Sierra Leone. And he has also, Sierra Leone president has also said, yes, I intend to bring all of this. But Sierra Leone alone, a small country of not less than 5 states, although they enjoy good economy.
No matter how many they are.
Yes,
what matters is.
Yes, they enjoy in Sierra Leone. They enjoy a very good economy. They are peaceful, and but it's just that it's not a rich region as to say, okay, if they ask you now where it is, I say I'm going to Sierra Leone. Where is Sierra Leone?
But you can go there for tourism.
Yeah, you can go there for tourism.
It's a beautiful place.
Yes, a beautiful place where, but there are 5-star hotels, for example, in Sierra Leone. You can't compare it to, there are 5-star hotels there, just like our 2-star hotels here in Nigeria. You don't have all that ambience, that splendor of tourist attractions as compared to Nigeria. Nigeria is a
tourist. Leave Sierra Leone alone. Leave Sierra Leone. What did they do to you? Leave them.
No.
I love Sierra Leone. In fact, I will visit Sierra Leone.
No, you better visit it. I like you to go and see, because they say when you travel you can see, but when you come back you will have the time they were at war. They have not come back. They have not recovered
from that war.
The Sierra Leone war. It was a military intervention there. They have not recovered, because when the military eventually intervened and handed over back to the civilians, but they have not recovered from that Sierra Leone.
That's the effect of war. That's why we don't want war again. All right, so congratulations to the Sierra Leone president. And that's it on trending issues this morning. We'll go on a quick break. And when we return, it will be time for our next sport papers. Stay with us.